A cleanup crew that causes more messes than they end up cleaning. Let's talk about the cleanup crew. Hi everyone, it's David Stark from Watcher Pass. I'm here to talk about the Cleanup Crew, which is coming to digital and on demand on August 20th, 2024. It is a new crime thriller directed by Jon Keeyes and starring Jonathan, Rhys Meyers, Antonio Banderas, Ekaterina Baker, and Melissa Leo. Is this Cleanup Crew worth your time? Is this movie dirty or clean? Well, my hot take is I think you should watch it later. It is a fun and ridiculous crime thriller with a great cast, a bright style, and some whimsical music. I liked it. It had some really funny aspects. It had some less than stellar aspects of it, but overall, it was enjoyable. I think you should check it out. Just wait for it to come to streaming or on demand. So all that being said, I'm going to tell you a little more about the movie, a few things I liked, a few things I didn't like, and then really quickly go into the ending. So as you can imagine, there'll be spoilers in the ending section. If you don't know what happens in this movie, and you might not, there are some surprises along the way. I would turn it off when I get to the ending. Before that, though, I'll keep it vague. I'll keep it spoiler-free. I'll let you know when I get to the spoilers. So in the Cleanup Crew, you have a crime scene cleanup crew. They come in to clean up all the blood, the viscera, stuff like that. And they're pretty good at it. But on one of their jobs, they discover a briefcase full of money, and they must try to outsmart both the criminal underground and the FBI if they want to keep this. It's kind of like Sunshine Cleaners, if also after they cleaned up these body parts, they then committed crimes. So, things I liked about this movie. The first, I like the cast. It's a really, really fun cast. I really liked, seeing Jonathan Rhys Meyers. I always like seeing him. I think he's really fun. I liked seeing Antonio Banderas in this like strange guru crime boss role. And the rest of the cleanup crew, Ekaterina Baker, Melissa Leo, and Swen Temmel, they were all really fun too. It was like a weird mix of characters, which is fun to see. They kind of like interact in interesting ways. And overall, it does help to kind of like increase the ridiculousness of it. The second thing I love the music. It has like a whimsical kind of musical style to match the tone. It is not like a serious tone, even though it's like a crime thriller. It has kind of like a silly aspect to it, and the music helps with that. And the last thing I love the style. Like this is a bright movie, despite the kind of like grim subject matter. So you've got bright colors throughout. You got bright colors in both the like locales and also in the clothing. The clothing has like really nice flashes of color, both the like orange cleaning jumpsuits that the cleaners wear to like Antonio Banderas's. I think he wears like a purple suit, which is really nice. Like you see much more color than you expect in most crime thrillers. So all that being said, things I didn't love as much. The first, some of the action, they are like CG gunfights, and it doesn't make for very exciting moments. There's one gunfight where you don't actually see any of the action. It's all like cuts essentially, where you see like the shooting, like the gun, and then you see like bodies. It doesn't actually turn into an action sequence. And in other ones, it is pretty much all CG. So it just is not as exciting as it could have been, and that kind of hurts it because I thought, and that kind of hurts it because some of them are pretty big and over the top. And the second thing I didn't love, there are some character turns, some fairly abrupt character turns that seem to come out of nowhere. It makes it for an entertaining movie, but it also makes for some strange, like where did that come from? So all that being said, Cleanup Crew comes to digital on demand on August 20, 2024. Like I said, I think you should watch later, wait for it to come to streaming or on demand. But if you do check it out, let me know what you think. Let me know what you liked and didn't like. And I'm going to really quickly go into the ending right now. So if you don't know what happens in this movie, I would turn it off now because there will be spoilers. So at the start, we see Antonio Banderas. He is like a crime boss for whatever this crime syndicate is. And he is negotiating, arguing with what seems like an insider corrupt FBI agent. He's basically demanding some money for protection and also to get insider information. And Antonio Banderas doesn't want to do this, but I think he's going to. But he decides that he is going to essentially play Russian roulette. So he takes a gun out, he spins a bullet, and then pulls the trigger. And the idea is if he doesn't kill the person, then they're going to work together. If he does kill the person, then, well, they're not going to work together. So he does this, doesn't kill him. So it seems like they're going to work together. It seems like the start of a lovely relationship. Now, one thing I did really like, and I didn't mention this in the things I liked, the intro is actually pretty fun. It has like an intro sequence that has all the cast and then little pictures of them. So it's really quickly, it's very easy to figure out who is who, which is good for someone like me where I might have to like reference them, or also if I have an interview, it's good. It's really easy to figure out who is who. And it was also fun. I mean, it was clearly CG, but it was a clever, like fun looking CG thing. So the whole story starts with this like stash of money. It's a stash of money that's going to the SDA, I think, whatever the cops are. This is payoff money, and there are two people that are stashing in this house, and there's two more people there. They all get guns pulled on them. They said that the pizza that they were eating was poison, and so this then leads to a gunfight. Everyone ends up dead. So there's all these bodies and this money that's stashed. I think it was in the chimney. So the next morning, the cleanup crew is called in to go clean this up. Alex and Megan are a couple in the cleanup crew. There's also Charlie and Shaban. Charlie was like a former, I think he was a former Marine, he was former military. He has some strange personality quirks. And then Shaban is kind of like the old hat. She seems to be the most experienced one. So they get called in to clean up the place. Now, while they're cleaning, they find that suitcase in the chimney. And so when they find the suitcase, they're like wondering what to do. And one of the crew that was shot, but apparently is not dead, pulls a gun on them and says, give me the case. And Shaban is not phased at all. She slaps the gun away from him, and then Charlie beats him up. So they open the case. It's property of the commission, and the special crimes agency, the one, I guess that's the SCA, the group that they're paying off to make sure that this criminal organization doesn't get caught. Now, so the cleanup crew gets the money back to their place, and they also get this hostage that they beat up at the house back to their place. And so they're trying to figure out what to do with the money. Megan wants the money. She wants to open up a funeral home and, like, essentially make her own business. Alex, her boyfriend, is kind of against it at the start, and Shaban just doesn't want to be involved in it at all. She's probably the right one. You probably don't want to get involved in this, but they're all arguing. And eventually, Megan and Alex decide to steal the money. Alex goes in to try to steal the money, but someone is in their house. Someone gets there and beats up Alex. Oh, so when Alex wakes up, Megan is gone. So Megan was kidnapped. Megan was taken hostage, presumably to get the money. Now, their hostage wasn't taken. The money wasn't taken. And so Alex and Charlie take the hostage and the money into like a cabin in the middle of nowhere, and they tie both the hostage and the money up. So in order to figure out where Megan is, they have to figure out where this money was going and who is the boss. And so they start working their way up the chain. So they get the name of like their hostages, supervisor or whatever, and go to that person. That person, when they get there, they are not welcome. A bunch of men come out and they surround them. And then Charlie becomes super soldier and basically kills them all. It's not a really great sequence. It's silly. It's over the top, but it is very clearly CG. And also like fairly ridiculous that all these agents would be like around Charlie in a circle, and he just like is able to take them all out with good gun moves. But Charlie's able to take them all out. So Charlie and Alex then go back after they get the name of the next person up. While they're trying to figure out what happens next, that their base, their encampment gets attacked. And Charlie, again, is like a one-man killing machine. He takes out everyone. Alex is getting himself hyped up. He grabs a gun, gets ready to like go out there and help, but everyone's already dead. Now, unfortunately, while they were all under attack, their hostage was killed and the money was taken. They had handcuffed, I think, him to the money, and so the handcuffs were broken, the money was taken, their hostage was dead. And Charlie and Alex think that Shaban was the one that like tipped them off. She conveniently stepped out right before they were all attacked. So it seems like Shaban might have been like trying to make this all go away because she didn't want to be involved anyways. And so they get mad at her. Now, Charlie and Alex are now even more dedicated to doing this, and they keep working their way up the chain. They do some very violent things, some very horrible things to get this information, but they eventually do, and they get the name of Gabriel. So Charlie and Alex now go to take down Gabriel. Now, when they get there, they kind of sneak into his base. I don't know how they were able to get past guards, but I guess they're not great guards. They sneak past them, and then when they get there, Gabriel, the boss, Antonio Banderas' character, is doing the exchange with the SCA, the Special Crimes Administration. And so they're doing the exchange. Gabriel gives him the case of money and says, hey, I even put a little extra in there for the trouble. Sorry, it's late. And the corrupt agent is like, well, you think that's enough? Like, we have bodies everywhere. Like, well, what? We have to, do something to placate people. You need to give me a fall person. And that is when the second in command of the SCA shoots the head person in the back of the head. And so he now steps up and he's like, basically like, you can negotiate with me now, and I think we can figure something out. Now, unfortunately for our friends, during this time, while they're observing this, Charlie passes out. And I think that causes everyone to look over there, and they see Charlie and Alex. And so this causes chaos. The new cop that like shot his boss grabs the case of money and starts to run. Alex starts shooting. Charlie is passed out. He comes to, but then he gets shot, I think, in the arm. So he's not much of help. So now it's all on Alex. Before, Charlie was a killing machine. Now it's on Alex. They shoot, they kind of kill each other, kill a bunch of people. And eventually, they're fighting and everyone's dead, but Charlie gets into a fight with someone and he has a sword for some reason. It's weird. Like, I don't know why he has a sword when they're in a gunfight, but it does lead to at least a fun fight. Eventually, though, that person beats up Charlie and he is strangling Charlie. And that is when Shaban comes in. She comes back, even though they told her to leave, she came back because she felt bad, and she has a shotgun. And so she starts shooting, and this was a weird point, but it seems like everyone was like holding their guns strangely. I don't know why, but like Shaban was holding her shotgun like with her hand on top of it, which I don't think is what you're supposed to do. I think that might get really hot if you're shooting things, and also I think you're supposed to hold it from down below. Um, and Alex was holding the machine gun, but he was holding like the barrel and not the actual like handhold. I think you can probably hold the barrel, but it actually had a hand grip, so you should be holding the hand grip. It was just weird, little touches like that. I don't know if that's how they were doing it. I'm not sure, but it just looked off. Anyways, while this person is strangling Charlie, Shaban comes up and shoots him. So now all the bad men are dead except for Gabriel. So now the clean crew goes up to get Gabriel. They toss a flashbang in there. It goes off. The crew comes in, they get Megan, they tell her to get out, and so they save Megan, and then Alex decides that he wants his big moment. So he tells the boss to get up. And then while they're there, they're talking, and the boss uses Machiavelli to distract him. The boss has been using like Machiavelli throughout. He kind of like is a Machiavelli scholar, I guess. He uses quotes from Machiavelli throughout. And he's trying to distract Alex, and eventually he pulls a gun on Alex. And it's the gun that he's been using, his like Russian roulette gun, and he pulls a trigger and it doesn't go off. And he just stands there. I'm like, just keep pulling the trigger. You got 1 in 6. Do 5 trigger pulls, it'll go off eventually. He doesn't. He just stands there holding the gun like, oh crap. I don't know why he doesn't just keep pulling the trigger. And Alex brings up the shotgun that Shaban brought. Boom, shoots the boss in the stomach. The boss goes back. He dies. Alex leaves. Alex leaves this interaction. He grabs the boss's copy of The Prince and then gets out. So I guess they got the case. They got the girl, and that's it. We don't know what happens next. Hopefully, Alex and Megan open their funeral home. Hopefully, Shaban and Charlie are able to retire. We don't know, but that is the cleanup crew. There's also a stinger during the credits. There was a scene with a blue beetle, like a blue car, a blue beetle car, where they put one of the higher ups in the trunk of the beetle, and so she is still in there. She's like asking to be let out. It's humorous. It's not like, scary. She's not like screaming, but she's like, "Hey, can I get out now? Can I get out?" So that is the cleanup crew. Like I said, it comes to digital and on demand on August 20th, 2024. It's okay. It's fun. It's entertaining. I like the style. I like the cast. It has a very interesting energy. So I think you should watch it. Just maybe wait for it to come streaming or on demand. So if you do check it out, though, let me know what you think. Let me know what you liked and didn't like. I'd love to hear it. And thanks so much for watching. If you like this review, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me out a lot. Make sure all my new content goes straight to you. Thank you.